Hi everyone, happy Monday. I just kind of wanted to break down how our week was going to go before I get started with teaching for today. Um, this whole week we are going to be working on persuasive writing, or in other words, opinion writing. So tomorrow you will be given a prompt and then there will be a video on it, but you'll write a graphic organizer and you'll fill it all out. And then Wednesday, you actually write the essay on it. And then Thursday, again, you'll be given a graphic organizer and a different prompt. And then Friday, you will write your essay that goes along with it. Um, so today, we're really going to focus on correcting a paragraph, making sure it's absolutely perfect. We're going to go over a checklist, and then you will have the opportunity on either Google Classroom or on your paper-based packet to go through and edit a paragraph that I have written. The point of this is to help you write your paragraphs when it comes time to write our essays. I just want to make sure that we're very clear about exactly what needs to be in a paragraph and exactly how to write a paragraph. So with that being said, let's get started. So I've written this paragraph here in purple. Please remember that paragraphs are more than one sentence. I know that last week when we were writing about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I said it was okay to finish off your conclusion with that one sentence, but we do need to strive for something a bit longer than that on these next two opinion essays. So when we're writing, we always use a checklist. So the checklist that I have provided for you says that we need to indent the paragraph. We need to have capital letters. That's not just at the beginning of sentences. That also comes when you're writing proper nouns. I know you worked a lot on that last week. So it's very important that we are capitalizing holidays, days of the week, months, people's names, places. All of those words also need a capital letter. We need to make sure that our spelling is correct, which is also something you're going to be working on this week in phonics. Punctuation, so making sure that periods and quotation marks, exclamation points, apostrophes, commas are all used in the correct spots. Grammar, making sure that we are writing in the correct tense. So if you start in the future tense, you need to carry out your entire essay in the future tense. That also goes for when words need to be plural. Other words in the sentence change when you do that. So for example, if I'm talking about a bunch of apples, I can't say the apples is nice. It would have to say the apples are nice. So you have to make sure that, well, that leads us into the last one. You need to reread your paragraph at least 3 times. So once at the beginning, then you're going to edit it through, and then hopefully you'll read it at least 2 more times, trying to have you read it at least 3 more times. That way you can actually hear yourself say it and see if it makes sense. If you need to, you can have somebody else read it out loud to you once you're done editing it and see if it sounds any better. Then you can make a mental note of, ooh, that needs to change, or that doesn't sound right, and you can go back and fix it. So with that being said, let's get started. We're going to use our checklist, and we are going to also look at the paragraph at the same time. So I'm going to try to make this go as far back as possible. And then, let's see, sorry. Okay, I'm going to move you back a little further. Okay, so to start, we need to make sure that our paragraph is indented. I do not see this as being indented. It starts right at the edge of my paper, so that is not correct. When you're editing it, I would just use maybe an arrow to remind yourself, like, you need to move this in. Oh, see, that's when you can't see it. Sorry. Okay, let's do this, and I'll just keep veering myself over to the checklist. I'm sorry. So I drew a little arrow here. That way that will tell me that I need to indent that when I actually rewrite it. Remember, if you're doing it on a computer, it's tab. If you're doing it on paper and yourself, you can use 2 or 3 fingers as your spacing marker. Okay, so I only have one paragraph, so that takes care of my paragraph being indented. So I'm going to check that off my list. The next is to go through and make sure that there are capital letters. Now you can do this 2 ways. You can either go down step by step and go through and find all the capital letters you need to change, and then go on to spelling, and then punctuation, and then grammar, or you can go sentence by sentence and check each sentence for all of these. I think that's easier, but up to you. So we're going to look at this sentence, and it says Labor Day is a holiday that occurs the Monday in September. So we're missing some things here. First, Labor Day is a holiday, so Labor Day has to be capitalized, both of the words. Is a holiday that occurs the blank Monday in September. Well, that doesn't sound right because now I don't know which Monday it's talking about. So I need to add a word here. So I'm going to add, and I'm going to put an arrow up, and I'm going to add first because it occurs on the first, sorry, I know it's small. I try to make it bigger. The first Monday in September. Now, Monday in September, Monday is a day of the week. I know that needs to be capitalized. And I also know that September is a month. That needs to be capitalized. Other than that, this sentence looks okay so far. There is a holiday that occurs the first Monday in September. There are no spelling issues. There are no punctuation issues. Grammatically, it sounds correct if I reread it for the 3rd time. Labor Day is a holiday that occurs the first Monday in September. Okay, looks correct. So now I'm going to move on to sentence number 2. The holiday first began in the United States over 200 years ago. So my sentence started off as being capitalized, so that's a good sign. The holiday first began in the, United States is a place. So that means this needs to be capitalized. Over 2. That doesn't look like the correct 2. Last week we worked on place value with numbers, and I remember making a chart that had all the numbers spelled out. So this is not spelled correctly. It needs to be TWO instead of TO. So over 200 years ago. Now grammatically that does not sound right. If I read it again, the holiday first began in the United States over 200 years ago. 200 that means that there's more than one. So that means year needs to be plural, and I need to add an S. 200 years ago. So I'm going to read it again to make sure it sounds correctly. The holiday first began in the United States over 200 years ago. Okay, perfect. Now it sounds much better. Next sentence. Many peoples has the day off work and celebrate with parades and barbecues. Many peoples has the day off. That does not sound correct at all. So I need to change that. Many is capitalized, so that's a good thing. Many people, I need to get rid of this S. That's not going to stay there. So many people has the day off work. That also does not sound correct. The word has needs to be changed to have. So this needs to say many people have the day off work and celebrate with parades and barbecues. Now the sentence is correct. Moving on. Many people also thinking of this day as the end of summer. Again, my verb does not sound correct. So I need to change that. I have a capital letter, that's correct. It seems as if all the words that are here are spelled correctly. There's no punctuation errors, but there are grammatical errors. So many people also think of this day as the end of summer. So let me reread it to make sure it sounds right. Many people also think of this day as the end of summer. Okay, now that sounds correct. So now I'm going to go back again, and we're going to go through the last sentence. How do you celebrate Labor Day? There are some spelling errors, and there are some capitalization errors, along with punctuation. So, this is a big no-no. This might be how some of us text, but when we are writing it out, you need to actually spell the word correctly. So how do you celebrate Labor Day? Labor Day, again, is a holiday, so we need to capitalize the holiday. And then again, how is a question word, but I ended my paragraph with an exclamation point. So that also is a problem. I need to get rid of that and add a question mark because I am asking you a question. So now that I've gone through, I think I have all my capital letters changed. My spelling has been fixed. My punctuation has been fixed. My grammar has been fixed. I've changed some words here. Now I need to reread this multiple times to make sure it sounds correct before I can officially rewrite this and make it perfect. So, Labor Day is a holiday that occurs the first Monday in September. The holiday first began in the United States over 200 years ago. Many people have the day off, work, and celebrate with parades and barbecues. Many people also think of this day as the end of summer. How do you celebrate Labor Day? Perfect. Sounds much better now. If you'd like to reread it again yourself, go for it. I will pan over to the checklist again. That way, if you want to write it down and use it yourself, you're more than welcome to. Again, your assignment is on Google Classroom. You will open it up, you will edit it, and change all of the mistakes. And then if you're doing paper-based packet, it is in the packet. You will need to rewrite it once you're done. Unfortunately, I ran out of paper for right now, so I'm not going to rewrite it, but I would rewrite this using all the correct, or change all of my mistakes. And then here is the checklist so that you can use it again. I will try to move so that there is no glare. Okay, have a wonderful day. Please let me know if you have any questions.